Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for Championship Review, Round 32, Part 1. Have I got that right? We are midway through a midweek run of games in the Championship. We had 6 last night, another 6 tonight. I was on Ipswich Town duty last night. Total football, and they beat Hull 1-0. Okay. So I'll be more tuned in tonight. We'll be doing a watch along or a super stream or something like that. But I have had a look over all of what happened last night and very eager to discuss it with you guys and get your feedback. Obviously, before we go any further, what song's that? Name that tune. We need to say thank you to Russ, a fan and now friend, despite Ben's terrible taste in football teams. Thank you, Russ, as ever. He sponsors all of our review shows. You too can get involved like Russ has done. Support the channel over on Patreon, where you can get some lovely old exclusive content. I'll be putting the post out for the Patreon exclusive, easy for me to say, Q&A, which will be coming up tomorrow. Go and get involved over there. As ever, you can support very directly during the show at any point via Super Chat. First Super Chatter becomes the king of the bin. But for absolutely free, stick the thumb up, whether you're watching on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, whatever. And most importantly, comment, opinions, views. That is what we want to hear. Let's just have a quick hello to the chat here. Iain is not going to be here. He's annoyed. We've got some happy Bristol City fans. James, Lee, Mel, Iain, Mr. E, Liam, Alex, Stan, Chris, Julian, Simon, Anna, Eli, Liam, Owen. We've got some happy people here. We've got happy Forest fans, happy Norwich fans, happy Bristol City fans. Love this. David, Ben. Let's just keep scrolling right the way down. Bournemouth Cardiff. That sounds like a good shout. Annie, you're ahead of me, Russ. Let's get into all of the games from last night. Nice to see some happy people. But wherever there's a happy football fan, there's an unhappy one. Never too far away, is there? Right, these are the results from last night. Birmingham 1, Norwich 3, Derby 2, Huddersfield 0, Borough 1, Bristol City 3, Luton 1, Millwall 1, Rotherham 0, Forest 1, Wycombe 1, Reading 0. Interesting. Some interesting scores in there. Let's go to the top of the table. And by God, Norwich are 10 points clear. 10 points clear of Brentford and Watford going into tonight's game. So those Norwich players are going to have their feet up, waiting for someone behind them to slip. What is our number we always go for promotion? Let's bring up the horrible spreadsheet. 84 points over the past 10 years has won automatic. Norwich, 17 points away from the number that's been needed traditionally over the past 10 years. 17 points in 14 games is lower bottom half form, isn't it? Norwich are closing in as the season starts to get to the business end. So well done to them. Nice 4-game winning streak at the right time. It feels like when they went up in 18-19, Norwich, that 8-game winning streak, it feels like it happened at roughly this time as well. Maybe slightly later. They just got into their groove, and most teams who have an 8-game winning streak kind of guarantees you a certain position in the table, doesn't it? There are the teams from last night. Let me just remove that banner. Get your comments in on this one, by the way. So Norwich, unchanged. Krill, Aarons, Zimmerman, Hanley, Janulis, Skip, McLean, Buendia, Vrancic, Cantwell, Pookie, looking somewhat like the 2018-2019 Pookie now. 69 championship starts, 46 goals. Prolific. Etheridge in goal for Blues. Colin, Dean, Clark, Salter and Pedersen across the back. Harper, Gardner and Sanya at central. Bella and Sanchez up top. Let's have a look at the goals. This is a great goal, this first one. He's got no right to score from there on his weaker foot, Pookie. And that's what I mean by the 18-19 Pookie. That won't measure very high on the XG, will it? Pressure on the shooter. Weak foot, hits it nice and early into the far corner. Lovely goal. 1-0 Norwich. They should have gone 2-0 up. Cantwell just gets to that ahead of Etheridge and draws the foul for the penalty. What a rubbish penalty that was. I've just been saying how good Pookie was, but straight down the middle, Etheridge kind of stops his dive and saves it with his feet. And then Birmingham equalised. That's Sanchez following up his own shot. Number 5, Mr. Hanley, a little bit slow. Sanchez runs right past him to stick that one in. Maybe some communication breakdown there. Now, there is Teemu Pukki through again. Has he been played through by another beautiful Emi Buendia assist? No. Bit of a lucky one. Look, Brentford are very narrow. Buendia shoots it, bounces off Dean and falls perfectly in between the defensive line and the keeper. And Pukki sticks that one in for his second of the game. He's in fine form. And then a breakaway goal at the end. Rupp carries the ball up the pitch. There is Oliver Skip, who invented the skip, and he scores the third. Let's have a look at the numbers and see what they tell us, if anything. God, my timeline is full on Twitter. I retweeted something earlier of, let's just say, journalists of a certain age talking about stats, and it's like, if you don't want to read them, don't. Shut up about them, for God's sake. It's like the Ricky Gervais, but I don't want guitar lessons sketch. Norwich 64 on the possession. Blues 14 shots, but 6 apiece on target. 4 corners to 3. 3 big chances to 2 for Norwich. Obviously, one of them is the penalty kick. So they're just getting the job done. Now, Norwich, aren't they? Obviously, Birmingham, the worst home team in the entire division. Norwich, statistically, by a long distance now, the best team in the division, 10 points clear. And I saw a really good tweet from someone the other day saying that sometimes in the Championship, it's just getting on cruise control for teams that are, really good and got the best squads. And I think Norwich they're just churning out the wins now. Any tight game, they're winning. Buendia's brilliant. Obviously, Puki's now playing well as well. And that was the thing in 18-19, that he just seemed to not miss for about 6 months, didn't he? So, big tip of the cap for Norwich at the top, and fairly unassailable looking lead now. For Birmingham, well, we talk about Rotherham in a bit. They lost, but Sheffield Wednesday can go back level on points with Birmingham. Tonight, let's have a look at some of your comments and see what you are saying. Mel, Norwich poor first half, but Birmingham do well. Second half impressive. Norwich grind out a win. It's what you got to do, isn't it? Birmingham did not play like a team battling relegation. Fair play to them. Play like that for the rest of the season and comfortably stay up. Okay. So the 8-game streak started right now, and it was roughly this time. There you go. 4 games ahead this time. See if they can go 8 again. Good win for Norwich. 10 points clear. Thanks for helping us as well, Norwich. As long as you let us beat you, says Owen. Okay. What have we got here? Russell, Norwich did what they've been doing. Very poor first half, but did enough to win again. 3-1 flattered them, but can't see anyone stopping them. What else have we got here? Pukki has come through his mid-season slump. Yes, he has indeed. I think we're all... San Jose. Did you see San Jose trying to catch Rupp for the third goal. Oh, my goodness me. Deary, deary me. Right. I think we're all good. Just read James's one down there. Lots of pressure on Swansea now to catch up via their games in hand. Norwich in far better position. Points on the board. Take the points on the board always. Right. Wycombe 1, Reading 0. Wow. Double wow. Because Wycombe are actually in quite good form now. And Reading are not. Are we going to get... I was questioning 4 or 5 games ago. Oh, there's playoffs locked up. You know, Bournemouth have got the parachute money and the good squad. Reading look like they're really solid. 4 defeats in 5 for Reading. We'll look at the table, but they've lost to bottom team Wycombe here as well, who are having a little splurge of points. I keep saying about Wycombe, look, I'll talk to you in 3 wins' time. I'll talk to you in 2 wins' time now then. There are your teams there. Should I make that a little bit bigger? Let's make that a bit bigger on the screen so you can all see that. There we go. So Wycombe, Stockdale in goal, Grimmer, Stewart, Tafazoli, Obita, Knight, Wheeler, Mehmeti, Onyedinma and McCleary, Ikpeazu, Raphael in goal for Reading, Holmes, Morrison, Moore returns. McIntyre plays left back. Interesting. Where was Omar Richards? Laurent and Semedo with Rinamoto further forward. You see they're starting to move about the successful parts of their team. Elise 10. I guess that's why Rinamoto's over there. Ejaria and Zhao just not clicking at the moment for Reading. Is it? Here's the action. This is a bit of a rubbish goal. I think Stewart heads it in. And then I think you can see Morrison and is that McIntyre in there possibly or Holmes? Kind of leaving it to Raphael, but Fred Onyedinma sticks a toe out and pokes it in. That's the goal for Wycombe from the set play. Then, though, there is Andy Rinamoto. Silly boy, Tafazoli there. Shoving the back. I think you can see Rinamoto's got his foot on the line of the penalty box there, hasn't he? Trust your goalkeeper, says Alex Ferguson. You may as well slide in and trip him up because you know you're not going to get red carded under the double jeopardy thing now. Don't push him over, though. Penalty, red card. But Lucas Zhao has missed another penalty. He's got loads of goals this season, but we did the Preston and Reading watch along and he missed a pen. This one, you can see that's just hit the bar and flown up in the air. So you think red card, score the penalty, Reading go on to win, but no, missed the penalty. Can see the penalty of their own. Bit of a rugby tackle on Ikpeazu there, but Ikpeazu misses the penalty. However, the game ends 1-0 to Wycombe. By God, let's have a look at the numbers. And yeah, it's a frustrating one if you're a Reading fan because that's 18 shots, 2 big chances, a missed penalty, and 0 goals. So they had been clinical up front at their best this season, Reading, hadn't they? But not last night. Wycombe, 2 big chances. They get the win. They win with 31% of the possession. And, we'll look at Wycombe first because they have 7 points in 4 games. There's 15 games to go. They're on 23 points. Our 10-year average survival number is 45. Can they get anywhere near that? 22 points from 15 games? It's not impossible, is it? Not at 7 points from 4 games for them. Have to keep that up for the rest of the season and they'll get close. Obviously, there's a reason they're bottom and they've lost 18 games. So, you know, they tend to lose, what would that be, 2 out of 3 games, wouldn't it? But nice little splurge for them. And they've obviously taken 4 points out of both Wednesday and Rotherham over the last 2 results. Obviously, Wednesday can affect that tonight. Now, let's have a look at the playoff picture because let's count Swansea and Watford out of this because they're 5 and 6 points ahead. But now, if you are Cardiff, Borough or Stoke, especially Cardiff and Stoke, especially Cardiff being they're actually playing Bournemouth tonight, you've got to start looking at this and say, this has opened up. Bournemouth's run up to Tyndall getting sacked. Reading's run now, 3 points in 5 games, means that there's a real chance now that we could see a couple of different teams that haven't been in the playoff picture in the playoffs. And obviously, huge game tonight, Cardiff versus Bournemouth, where a Cardiff win, it's at Bournemouth to be fair, where a Cardiff win sticks them in it. But Reading, they had a big gap. It was 8 points, wasn't it? Very, very recently. But Cardiff win tonight, a Stoke win or a Barnsley win, and you're looking at 2 and 3 points. And Reading, I think, desperately in need of John Swift returning and just everything sort of settling. I don't know, regressing to the mean, but not a good run for Reading. Owen, fantastic. I'll drink to you. I'm on the water. Thank you, sir. Super chat, and you're the king of the bean. Great work by Wickham to hold on for the win despite red card and passing accuracy of 50%. Oh dear. Oh dear. What about us, says Eli? I said Barnsley, didn't I? Stop with the what about are you lot. I am not biased against any team, as you should know by now. Reading in big trouble. Pauno has been criticised for poor subs of their last 3 of their last 4 in the squad is tiring. Take out their excellent start, and Reading would be mid-table, which is where they might finish. You're right about that last bit for sure, Chris. Remember, 7 wins and a draw from the first 8, and yeah, then they're a mid-table team since then. But remember when we were talking about the Norwich 8-game winning streak? That can back a season up, can't it? Just one of those runs, and then just kind of competence, the rest of it. Zhao is going through a sulky mood. Well, that's not good. John, he's got a Wickham badge there. Eager to hear from him. Norwich and Watford next will be much tougher. Hope still burns another 3 or 4 points from those 2 games. And it's on. 46 points by end of season is the target. Jack, used up all our good luck in that game. They all count, though. Of course. Absolutely. Of course. What else have we got in here on Reading? I think we are all caught up there. Right, let's move on to you happy Bristol City fans then, because I didn't see this one coming for 1 second. And let's be very frank about this. Nigel Pearson was not the manager last night. He was sat in the stand, and Bristol City were very clear to point out that he takes over this morning. So I don't want to hear any new manager bounce nonsense, because he literally wasn't the manager. They did not have a new manager. You can see this is one of my bugbears. Again, but great win and 3-0 up within, what does that say, 37 minutes. Wow. Is it the mere sight of Nigel Pearson sat in the stand on a watching brief, or the relief of Dean Holden not being there? Who knows? Theories abound, but quite the swing here, because it had been a horrible losing streak for Bristol City, hadn't it? And Borough are maddening, aren't they? Borough get themselves into a really good position this season, time and again, and then they lose the next game. God knows what you lot would say if Brentford did that. But yes, Borough, maddening. Anyway, there's the Borough team. Bettinelli, Jake Steele, Fry and McNair, Fisher and Boller, Morsey and Howson, Cabano off Fletcher, and Watmore. Excuse me while I take a drink. Bristol City, well, is that not pretty much exactly the same team that have been stinking it out recently? I don't get it. Bentley in goal. It is, isn't it? Callas, Mariappa, Viner. Did Callas really play on the left and Mariappa in the middle? I don't believe it. Towler and Hunt, wing-backs. Palmer, Backinson, Naj. Jeju and Wells up top. And Jeju and Wells are going to fill their boots in this one, for goodness sakes. Let's have a look. Here we go. Lovely cross that by Naj. Puts a beautiful little flight and swerve on that number 4 in the corner of the picture there. And Jeju powers the header in for 1-0. Still not signed a new contract. It's a nice ball, I think, by Backinson in the first instance here. Wells, and then it gets across to Jeju, who strokes that one home. 2-0. And then breakaway. Wells takes it well. outruns, is that Howson running with him? And around the keeper and in, bang, 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 3-0 at half time. Borough get one back in the second half. Who's that? Dale Fry with the crossbar in the way of his face, so I can't see him. And it's a 3-1 win for, we can now call them Nigel Pearson's Bristol City because he has taken over, but quite the surprise and just a great show of finishing looking at the numbers. 17 shots to 6, but Bristol City got all 6 of their shots on target, and that accounted for 4 big chances. So whatever they were doing in the penalty box yesterday, they need to continue doing that because they'll score a ton of goals if they do. I know it doesn't always work like that. Only the one big chance for Borough, and they had the more of the possession. But like I said, the context, Bristol City back into the top half. Playoff charge ahoy! I'm sure I'll hear. Onto 42 points with 14 games to go. Borough, like I say, just maddeningly get within striking distance and then do not strike this season. Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. Backinson, criminally underrated, says Sam. You don't watch this channel then, do you? Because he ain't around here, my friend. We deserved to win last. No, okay, we've done Birmingham, haven't we? Definitely was the bounce effect of him beating. I'm sorry, I'm not giving a new manager credit who's not the new manager. I can't do it, Iain. Players start trying now they have a new manager. Well, that doesn't speak very highly of the players. Wells was class. I've just tweeted out the top 10 active championship goal scorers. If you look on my Twitter, and Wells, I think that was number like 77 or something for Wells. Borough have become the epitome of an inconsistent mid-table team. Despite recruiting well in the window, they've become impossible to predict. Don't I know it? Goodness me, Stephen says, this team makes my blood pressure sky high. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Been a long time since I've been able to engage smug mode. That's a Red Dwarf quote, isn't it, Lee? Excellent. I am 100% an ostrich, Alex. And if anyone wants to send me that clip on Twitter, I'll watch it every time you send it to me. Annie says, massive performance. Downing said that Pearson gave a pep talk in the hotel and at half-time. Pearson's presence, I think, scares the players, dearie me. Much needed 3 points, and Wells hopefully can get back into form. Nice. And yeah, okay, Callas was on the left. A couple of people who have confirmed that. How inconsistent are we? I know, Matthew, it's crazy, isn't it? How can we put in performance like that, like we did at Reading, and then that just happened? I am just baffled. Well, there you go. What are you going to do? Let's keep an eye on it now. Let's see what the trajectory for Warnock and for Pearson is for the rest of the season. But great win for Bristol City. Congratulations to you, Bristol City fans. You've had a bad old couple of months, so we don't begrudge you enjoying that win. Luton 1, Millwall 1. Millwall, as I'm sure Chris will tell us, on a tear to try and get as many draws as they can before the season finishes, I think. But obviously you take a draw when the goal comes in 90 plus 5 from George Evans. Let's just go through the teams. Sluger in goal for Luton, Craney, Bradley, Potts, Naismith, Clark, Dewsbury Hall, Morell, Tunnicliffe, Ince. He's also, in fact, Tom Ince has got exactly the same amount of championship goals as Naki Wells has. Go and read my Twitter. And Elijah Adebayo, who came in from Walsall, I think. He definitely came in from a lower league team anyway. I think I got that right. He scores in this game, and I guess that must be his debut as well. Bialkowski in goal for Millwall, Hutchison, Pearce, Evans, Romeo, Malone, Thompson, Woods, Wallace, Bodvarsson, Bradshaw in there for Millwall. Here are the goals. Get your comments in on Luton 1, Millwall 1. A bit of a scruffy one, this. You can see Adebayo goes to take the shot. Bialkowski commits to his near post. It's going to deflect and then just kind of trickle underneath him. So little bit of luck for Adebayo, but congratulations to him for his first championship goal. And that is George Evans. You can see the ball there, spot the ball. Decent to get enough power on that because he barely had a jump on that, and heads that one in very, very late in the day. What does that do to the league table? Very annoying if you're a Luton fan, because obviously that would have been 40 points up. And look, they would have been 1, 2. Have I added that up right? Yeah, I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. They'd have been in 13th. So they'd have been in 4 places higher had Millwall not hit that equaliser, with the caveat of some games in hand for some other teams. But still, irritating for Luton. However, that 10-year standard of 45 points, if that's anyway an indicator, they're 7 points off that. So they're getting closer and closer to safety, Luton, and every point's a prisoner, says Mick. Millwall, double draws now. They're on a good undefeated run, aren't they? 16 draws in 32 games. Even my basic math says that's a draw every second game for Millwall. But they're building, aren't they? And they're trending in the right direction. Now, let's see what you guys are saying. I was seconds away from successfully predicting a loss to Luton, and the Sky Crew didn't like us getting a point, but both sides, I can't speak for the Sky Crew, were complete rubbish. Neither team deserved anything. There we go. Move on. Poor game. George Evans will be one of the signings of the season. Yeah, he started well, hasn't he? Jimmy, our injury list is not only long, it's full of major players. I've always said that. It's not how many injuries you've got, it's who's injured, isn't it? It's crippling us, so fair play to Rowett for the long undefeated run. 23 from a 46-game season. Wow. Just wow to all those draws. Incredible. Nick, we played well up to the goal, then we went negative. We wasted time from 85 minutes. Every team does that, don't they? Chances to attack and running balls into the corner. Then we missed simple headers to clear. Not happy. Chris, both teams were poor, but we just about deserved the 95th minute equaliser. Luton were time wasting as soon as they scored, going for the corner with 6 minutes remaining, plus the 6 minutes of injury time. Callum says definitely better from Luton after the weekend. Players who haven't been getting minutes, Morel and Adebayo. A lot of stuff on Luton's attitude to the last 5 minutes here. Interesting. 9 unbeaten. Take that, won't you? Mill will need 8 more draws in the last 14 matches. Well, we've got to get behind this now, haven't we? We've got to start predicting. We've got to start predicting some Millwall draws in all of the previews. Right, Rotherham 0, Nottingham Forest 1. Another win for Chris Hughton as they move slowly and steadily. And Rotherham, on a night where Birmingham lost and Sheffield Wednesday didn't play, Rotherham lose at home again. I think it's a 4th straight defeat as well for the Millers. Let's have a look at the teams. Johansson, Ihekwa, McDonald and Robertson for Rotherham across the back. Harding, Olasunde, Wiles, Barlaser, Wing, Crooks and Smith. For Forest, Samba, Christie, Figueiredo, Worrell, Bong, Yates and Cafu. That's normally Ghana, isn't it? Knockout, Kravinovic, Freeman starts, and Glenn Murray. You love to see it up top. Another who made my list of the top 10 active championship goal scorers. Not really my list, just facts, isn't it? But what are you going to do, hey? Here is the goal in this one. I think Johansson made a couple of all right saves before this, and I think, who's number 3? Is it Figueiredo? Just headers that one on, and Yates kind of scuffs it in. You can see the shot's not the cleanest as well. But Forest win again. They're in really nice form, aren't they? And they move on to 39 points now, Forest. So, again, if I use the 10-year standard of 45 for survival, they're not going down then because they only need 6 points from the remaining 14 games. And he said in his post-match, actually, It feels like we've been playing well for quite a long time, but the table doesn't quite reflect. I know what he means. They started from a position of 0 points, didn't they? I don't think they lost all their games when Houghton came in, and then we got that rising tide with that difficult run they had. So, yeah, if you think now Houghton, if you take the form from the most recent games and put it into next season, that could be much higher in the table, couldn't they? Forest, Rotherham, look, 4 straight defeats. Bad time of the season. It's a stupid thing to say. Any time of the season is a bad time to lose 4 games. But you know what I mean. They just got themselves kind of out of it, and now they've slipped back into it over these past 4 games. And Wednesday play tonight. -11 the Wednesday goal difference, -8 for Rotherham. So a 3-goal win. I'm looking at the wrong team, so I should be looking at Birmingham. It looks like a 4 or 5 goal win gets Wednesday out of the bottom 3, but they can for sure go above the Millers with a win. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Where's the most recent? Chris Houghton doing a good job. Top half of the table push. 20 points from the last 10 games. Marcus, you know me. I love a 2 points per game run. What a win. I was swearing because they hit the bar. We need to learn to kill another team. Whereas Houghton, he's quite happy defending, isn't he? So don't expect much killing off of other teams. Expect 1-goal victories if they do come, but just enjoy them. Owen, watch last 25. Rotherham unlucky. Yeah, they did have one. Ladapo missed his kick for one of the chances, didn't he? Not good. Goal looked offside. We would die. I can't see a way out. Ian Bradley, news at 10, Rotherham. I didn't check the offside on the goal, so I'll plead the 5th on that one. Forest might be a good bet for a promotion challenge next season. I tweeted something this morning about Chris Houghton's record over, in fact, I should have the numbers right in front of me, 234 games in the Championship, which is, like 4 to 5 seasons, 1.8 points per game, which is pretty much 4th place. That's what Houghton has averaged, including his first half of the season for Brighton, his first half of the season for Brighton, and this with Forest now. Okay, there's a 93 and 102 for Brighton and Newcastle, but he gets the job done in the Championship. We said that for a while now, haven't we? Looking at Forest next 2 games, we can get a couple of wins and push higher up. Forest lucky. You can. I'm not going to go with that, but Chris Houghton looking to get the best out of his team. We'll see how far we've come on Saturday. Nice. Right. Last one. Derby 2, Huddersfield 0. Derby like Forest, really. Good run now for a long time, hasn't it? Pretty much since McLaren joined back up. And if you don't count that Middlesbrough game, after the Middlesbrough game, Derby's form is excellent and sort of top 6 or 7 in the league for that period. So very, very decent. And they win again against Huddersfield. There's your Derby team. Marshall Edmondson, who scores. I only saw him play for the first time last week. Wisdom, Clark, Buchanan and Byrne, wide, wing-backs. Knight, Shinnie, Bird, Kazim Richards and Gregory. So Rooney tweaks. He doesn't want his whip from Pat Robertson, Martin Waghorn or Josh Viak in this game. He's going to play 3 central midfielders and get it from Byrne and Buchanan. Does seem an adaptable manager, doesn't he, Rooney? He's doing a lot right at the moment. Schofield in goal for Huddersfield. Dehaney returns. Keogh and Sarr across the back. Rowe, who impressed against Swansea at the weekend. Pippa the other side. Bakuna, Vallejo, O'Brien, Campbell and Holmes, who particularly impressed in the last game. Both Keogh and Holmes obviously playing against their former team, but they're going to come away with 0 points. Bit blurry that one, sorry. Edmondson headering in nice and powerfully the opening goal. And there is Martin Waghorn, another player We mentioned Tommins and Naki Wells, who's on our top 10 active championship goal scorers. Good goal, that, actually. He's in behind. We know he's not got the pace to run away from them, Michael Owen style, but we know he's got a banger of a left foot, lines the shot up and sticks it in the corner past Schofield there. Red card at the end, 2 yellows for Jaden Brown. Is that Jason Knight who's fouling there? And Derby, well, let's see what the numbers say. Yeah, comfortable. Look at that. Only conceded 1 shot on target, 2 big chances. Yeah, good performance again by the look of it for Derby. They've got the same problem as Forest, haven't they? They just had a rubbish start, which lasted much longer than Forest's did. And it's hard to then eat into the table, isn't it? I suppose Derby might be looking at the top half, which is only 5 points away. But, you know, just get a little bit further away from that bottom 3 first. But 8 points, and given the form and the evidence of the last few months, they're not really in that much danger. And let's be honest, we said this on the channel for a while, didn't we? Look, Derby and Forest won't end up in the bottom 6, despite the fact that they were there for the first third of the season. I hate to say we told you so, but we did, didn't we? Huddersfield, well, the slip continues. 3 defeats now in 4. Thank goodness for that win for their sake against Swansea. They are 7 points above relegation. They only have 14 to play. Rotherham and Wednesday both have 16 to play. So a trend down from one and a trend up from the other at the same time. Huddersfield could be in trouble. Again, I will play out my 10-year average of 45 points for survival. Means, if that means anything, 9 points they are off the 10-year average for survival with 14 games to go. Shouldn't be that difficult, should it? But hey, been sliding down the table. What are you guys saying in the comments about Derby and Huddersfield here? Saw first half of this, and Derby were winning even before Rooney went 4-3 for him. They dominated second half. Great win for us. Bossed the game from the 10th minute. Best team now in the league from set plays. Yeah, they looked good against Watford from the set plays, didn't they? Keeping more clean sheets. I didn't realise about the tactical switch. Thank you, Chris and Lewis, for letting me know that. Chris, still think Huddersfield go down. A poor defensive side who tried to play from the back and are too slow to get it forward. Anything else? Good distraction today. Oldest boy halfway through a 6-hour op. Oh, best of luck from everybody, surely in the chat to Nat's son then. I hope it's not too. It's a 6-hour operation. It sounds like it is. But yeah, best wishes to him and you, Nat. This intensity is night and day. 4 home wins in a row. More nice things about Rooney. Anything else? Stat: Millwall haven't conceded a headed goal this season. That's tremendous. I want to see someone on the last day of the season, Chris, dribble through and do that awful thing where you get down on the floor and header it in. That should be an automatic red card, shouldn't it? Huddersfield need to address away issues, as you can't rely on home form. Well, home form slipped as well, hasn't it? Frankie says, Derby will stay up from set pieces alone. Disgustingly good. Lovely stuff. Right. You guys want to know what I'm doing tonight? About 5 of you have asked in the chat. Let's figure it out. We can ask your opinion, actually. Are all the games on the Sky Red button? I'm guessing they probably are. So, we can do a super stream. These are tonight's games. Barnsley Stoke at 7. Brentford Wednesday and Swansea Coventry. Blackburn Watford at 7:45. Bournemouth Cardiff. So it's 3 and 3. Maybe we'll do a super stream. I think on that one. Leave it with me, but I'll either be on at sort of 5 to 7, or I'll be on at 7:30 or something. But we did a super stream for one of the midweeks, and that was pretty good fun, wasn't it? So we will plan to do that. Keogh played Waghorn onside. Lewis, I think Waghorn was inside his own half when the ball was played, if you freeze it, which I did. So no one was playing anybody onside if he's inside his own half. I'm tempted to watch Bournemouth game instead of ours. Some fixture. It's going to look good. QPR. I mean, what we can do is we can jump around, as House of Pain said in the 90s, and just follow the goals. So yeah, I'll be along tonight somehow. But thank you everybody for joining me this lunchtime. We'll be back obviously tomorrow in the same slot, reviewing those 6 games, and we'll be live at some point tonight once I actually figure out what we're going to do. So if you want to shout out, throw it in there right now and I'll put it up on the screen. Thanks as ever to Russ, our fan sponsor, fan and our friends despite Ben's terrible taste in football team. Thank you to, it was Owen with the super chat for the king of the bin. Feel free to do that any point during the streams. Helps me out. We are getting there, but really do appreciate your support. And you can also support over on patreon.com. Before you go, hit any thumbs up where you are, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and make sure you have subscribed via YouTube and rung the bell. Thank you to all of these lovely people. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang. I think we got all of them up. There we go. And yeah, I think that's all of them covered. I will see you all tonight for more, no doubt, ludicrous, unpredictable championship goings on. Thanks for watching. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video. We got to stay in the stream. Sorry. Sam super chatted as we were in the outro. My prediction for the Stoke game, I think I had an unhelpful draw, but you can check back the live stream from yesterday. Sorry, I wanted to get that one in. Sam, thank you so much for the super chat. And I will now say over and out without playing the credits again. Thank you, Sam, for the super chat and false ending, but see you all